We are live at 5. I mean,
Like,
it's not
well,
5 for you. It'll probably be, any time of day, 6:30 a.m.,
and we're not actually
10
live at
a.m.
5 because it's 16 minutes past.
Yeah, we're live at 17:16.
Doesn't quite have the same ring.
Not
Not
really,
really.
no.
How are you, Patty? What's going on? What's going down?
I've had one of those days today. You have a day where just everything just pisses you off.
Oh, I
Yeah.
pissed you off earlier.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And then other people have, and I've
Yeah.
had to deal with the people's shit that I don't want to deal with. And
Yeah.
it's just that point where you're just like, do you know what? Everyone can just F off.
Shove it.
Shove it. You can shove it.
You can shove it.
Do you just have those days where you just like every little thing / person / thing just really pisses you off. Slash.
It's a little slash
Forward
in there.
slash. Pissing me off. Backslash. Pissing me off.
Well, I feel pissed off today because we were going to go away on a little between Christmas and New Year.
And you've gone, I can't do that now.
Well, for a very reason.
Wow.
We can't afford it, Angie.
Well, fine. Screw you and your purse strings.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that made me sad today, that we came to the realisation that we are going to be unable to join you for the Christmas New Year festivities. And actually, while we were waiting for you to come on, Joel said he was quite sad about that too.
We all are, Patty. We're all sad about that.
Sad. We've all gone down.
We've all gone down. Gone downhill.
Talking about going down, in listening to old episodes in preparation for the award ceremony, which obviously we're doing on Christmas Eve. We'll come on to that in a second. I re-listened to the episode where you shared with us that you'd had hot dogs for Christmas for Sunday lunch, and that you actually went down. And it is so funny because you say at one point, I'm talking and I say, you feel unclean, you feel dirty, and you say, I feel low.
What I've noticed when I've been listening to the back catalogues, is how long, oh my God, has been going on.
Shit, really?
Yes. I mean, this started rearing its ugly head back at the start of the year. Jan, Feb, March, when I listened to that
cohort.
That cohort already, oh my God.
And
I was like, oh wow, this has actually been an issue for a long time.
Oh shit, I've got to curb it, haven't I?
I've got to curb it. Yeah. I mean, you don't, because it's actually quite funny.
I did it today when I took a sip of my caramel macchiato.
What,
oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because I love them so much.
Do you?
They make me so happy. On my Monzo Unwrapped, you know, this year on Monzo you can do like the Spotify Unwrapped thing. You can do it on Monzo and they'll show you how much you've spent and where your my biggest spend was coffees.
Was it? You caramel macchiatos.
That's why I can't come away on the
trip. If you'd have curbed that spending.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you'd have curbed your macchiatos.
What is a macchiato then? What is that?
It's like a latte but with foam.
Oh, it's one of those dick
Also,
things.
I've got some big news that isn't actually big news.
Oh, I love a big news that isn't big news.
Yeah. Talking of coffees, this week I have started. So I've been a latte girl for a very long time. Caramel macchiato's also been in the bank for a long time if I'm having a hot drink from Starbucks. But really, my go-to is a latte.
Latte. You're a latte lass.
I have found lattes since my palate has been changing and now too sweet.
That is actually big news. That actually is big news.
So I've started to have a cappuccino, which is obviously less milk and more coffee. Cappuccino. I tried Matthew's flat white the other day and was like, oh, I could get on board with a flat white.
So you're actually becoming more into the coffee rather than the leche.
Rather than the dolce leche. Is it leche caramel?
No, leche is milk.
In Spanish?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I had 3 times this week in my coffee run, I had cappuccinos.
You see, I'm not a fan of a cappuccino.
Why?
Again, too much milk, too much foam and shit.
See, I really like the foam. I
hate the foam. It just disintegrates.
Yeah, I love
it's not real. It's just,
I love the foam.
It's just froth.
Yeah, that's what I...
That's one of those words that's like the sound you're making is what the word is.
An onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
Froth.
Yeah, like bang and
pop,
splash. So yeah, I'm really into a cappuccino on me. Have a cappuccino on me.
Have a cappuccino on me.
Yeah.
Well, you can have your cappuccinos on you and your macchiatos.
One of them I did put a little bit of I asked for a bit of sugar-free caramel syrup in, and I did really like that. But I'm
not a fan of the whole caramel shit.
Of course you're not. You're not a fan of anything that is fucking fun. It's like, I don't really like chocolate bars. Do you know what I realised? I don't like cookies. Just give me some cheese. So of course you're not going to be putting syrups in. That's way too fun time for you. It's like, oh no, I'll just have a flat white. I don't like the foam. I don't like the milk.
Leche.
I'm not a fan of foamy leche. Keep it to yourself, you bastards.
Right, now actually, VBP, I think of recent times, has been absolutely on fire.
Yeah.
This one, I thought was brilliant. Feeling tense about the fact the bin day schedule is about to go all over the place. Isn't it true, though? That whole thing totally fucks you up.
You're already starting to think, oh, God, right, so we're normally on a Monday. That's fine. That's the 23rd. But actually, will they be doing a round on... Matthew, do you think they'll do a round on Christmas Eve? They might do an early one, mightn't they? So we might be okay, but then Wednesdays, they'll be done. They won't be done on Thursdays. They'll be done on the Friday, which means we're normally a Thursday. We're not going to go on a Thursday. What are we? Shit, we're going to be a Saturday. We're going to be on Saturday.
Yeah. It's really a whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is when you become very reliant on your neighbours.
Well, this is when we had somebody talk about, didn't we? The people on the street that are the bin people.
They determine what bin week it is.
But I love it when people get it wrong. So in what's coming up now, you're going to see a lot of bin chaos. It's going to be people wheeling out, and they'll be out there for the bin will be out there for 4 days. And you'll say, oh, Terry and Joan, they've gone too soon.
They got it wrong. They got it wrong.
They have gone way too early.
They have not checked the schedule that's come round from the local council.
Well, we don't have one that comes around. We just have to look online.
Oh, well, we normally get a schedule.
Well, I would imagine for Greta Thunberg, they've been cancelled.
They've been kiboshed.
Yeah, I think Thunberg's probably got in there and said, it's not necessary to print that.
No. Put it online, let the people know you can find it on the line.
People can have a look.
Let them know they can find it on the line.
Have you received any Christmas cards yet?
Yes, I have.
Now, one of the I'm rewatching Gavin and Stacey, as I know lots of people are.
Yes.
And one of the bits that I absolutely love is when Pam opens the card from John. Who's that? Just says from John. Do you think it's mechanic John? No. And then Pete and Dawn arrive, and Dawn says, "Did you get John's Christmas card?" Oh, it's stepbrother John. Why do people? We've had a few. No, dear Matthew or anything. Literally, love Sally.
Yeah. What is the point?
What is the point?
Do you know what I find a bit weird as well?
What?
Is when people send you homemade cards. And you know that those people don't have small children anymore.
Right. Have you had one of those?
Yes. And it's very odd, I find. Because I'm thinking...
I quite like that.
That's what Ian said. And I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah, no, I think that's quite sweet. I quite like that.
No, but it's like... It's not even a good card.
Oh, come on. Somebody's taken time to do that.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like a potato print.
Oh.
No, that is not... Right, what person is going, do you know what I'm going to do this year, Kevin? I'm going to do some potato print cards.
I think I might do that next year.
Oh, like you would do.
Did I tell you about my wreath making?
Well, you obviously started putting it on your stories. Step 1, step 2, step 3, nothing. At that point, I thought, yeah, Pat's as fucked up.
I did put the finished article up, and it was shit. It was so shit, to the point where I got my friend Solly to make me one, which is the one that's actually on my door, and I threw that one away.
That is poor Pat's.
It was so I got really moody halfway through the wreath making class. Because I couldn't understand what they were saying to me.
Why? What was so hard about it?
They did it differently to the one that we went to with Solly. Solly does it in a different way, and I could get my head around that. This one was like you had to get a clump of the foliage on the wreath. You had to wrap this like these metal strands around
wires.
And what was happening was you couldn't get enough foliage. The foliage was starting to come off. Honestly, at one point I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not going to do it.
It's not really your bag, is it? Sort of crafting and shit.
When I told Mum, because Mum came on Friday and she said, "Oh, that wreath's nice. Is that the wreath you got?" Like Solly is a pro. Solly is an absolute
well, that's what she does for a living, isn't it?
And she said, and I said, no, that's not the one I made. Solly made that one for me. The one I made was shit. And she said, well, you and I think she called me Patty. Mum started calling me Pat. It's actually really starting to piss me off a bit here.
Pats, this is who you are.
She put in the family group chat, oh, thanks, Pat, the other day. And I was like, anyway, she said, oh, Patty, it's not really our thing, is it, crafts?
It's not really, is it?
It's not. I am not a crafter. We should talk a little bit about the awards.
Yes, we do need to update people on that, because we did say on last week's episode that it'd be up at the weekend. It wasn't up at the weekend because Patty hadn't done what she should have done.
That's bollocks. That is bollocks. Where were your messages to me about meeting to talk about it? Well, it didn't happen at the weekend because we were both too busy.
Well, we are just literally finalising.
We are.
The short list of your tits, your dickish behaviours. We've also thought about popping in, and actually someone did message today, put in a box today about, Angie, please can you do another Posh My Tune? Which I can't, I'm not doing that. But we are going I haven't got time to be poshing up a tune and practicing it.
Somebody did ask for us to do some of the content they absolutely love, but I can't be asked. So no, you have to stick with the content we've got, I'm afraid.
We are going to do a section for the poshing up of tunes.
Because that was very popular.
So you can vote for your favourite Posh Up My Tune.
And there's already been polls that if you follow us on Instagram, if you don't, go and follow us at Finding the Funny. But if you do, you'll see that some of those polls have gone up. They will be repeated tonight. This is Wednesday that this is going out. They will be repeated up there tonight and repeated tomorrow. And then Ange and I are recording the Christmas Eve episode on Friday. So we will have all of the shortlists. They're all there for you to go and see on stories. Go and find it. Click your best. And we will shout out the winners in next week's episode.
Things that shouldn't be embarrassing but are. Things that shouldn't be embarrassing. Things that shouldn't be embarrassing but are. What are your things? Right, now then. We had a cracking Justin voice note in from Snedders, who is obviously, she's the creator of this whole segment.
Things that shouldn't be embarrassing that are, also known as Justin.
But for some reason, I can't play the message. Instagram is being a dickhead. Right. So I'm going to give you an overview of what Snedders said in her message.
Okay.
All right. The thing that shouldn't be embarrassing but is when a dog smells your crotch.
No, I think that is embarrassing, and people would say that is embarrassing.
No, but it shouldn't be, should it? Because the dog is
it should be embarrassing. That is awkward.
I think it's the thing as well, and this is what I said back to Snedders, it's embarrassing because the dog is smelling your crotch or somebody's crotch.
Yes.
But it's also embarrassing as a dog owner when your dog smells someone's crotch. It's like a double-edged embarrassment there.
It is, because you're like, oh, Luna, come, Luna, you don't need to smell that. The worst is if you're with people you don't really know. Perhaps you've like called in to drop something off, or you sort of know them a little bit, and you've been seen them at the school gates, or whatever. You call in, oh, I've got this this card that Joshua made for your Sophie. Oh, come on in. You come in, dog straight to the crotch. And you're like, I don't want to be disrespectful. You sort of try to gently push the dog's nose away, like, oh, don't smell there, actually. And then you've got the owner going, oh, no, buddy, don't do that now. Sorry about that. Sorry, he's obviously just very friendly with you.
It's not that you smell at all.
No, he obviously quite likes the scent. It's obviously dog vibes, obviously bitch vibes. You are very clearly the scent of a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, I've had it when I've been walking Luna and just bumping into random people. So you don't even know them, and she's straight for the crotch.
What do you say? Do you say, oh, Luna?
Oh, sorry about that. Luna, come on. Don't do that. Let's go this way. Come on now. And it's just like that really awkward. I'm really sorry, my dog has just put his nose right in your foof. I remember as well this, and it kind of applies to just any, like sometimes when we're out walking, I remember bumping into this. It was a couple, right? Now, I did know the guy who was with this woman, right, but I didn't know her very well.
Okay.
And it was one of those kind of, as we approached, I recognised who he was.
Right.
So I was like, oh, hi. Anyway, I don't think this woman, I don't know whether she really liked dogs. And then I was like, well, what are you doing here in this park, which is renowned for walking dogs?
Yes.
Anyway, so Luna, because this is just at the start of our walk, so she's like, yeah, I'm on a walk. Yeah, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to sniff crotches. I'm going to go and jump on people. And so we're approaching. I realise it's him. Oh, hi, how are you? How's things? All that, general boring chit chat. Luna literally puts her paws right up to her, like almost to her stomach. And I'm literally like, no. Well, the guy that I knew, he just went, I think we'll just carry on. I just think, all right, mate. I said, I'm really sorry. She's just excited. She just started the walk. But people get so pissy.
I think we'll just carry on.
I thought, yeah, all right. Okay. Fuck off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did actually think that.
Angie is right on the cusp today.
I am on the cusp.
You are on the edge.
I've just had one of those days.
Is it going to be a mentee bee? You have a mentee bee?
I am going to have a mentee bee.
Yeah.
Total mentee bee. I'm going to finish this podcast. I'm going to absolutely flip out. That's what I feel like doing. Do you know sometimes you just feel like absolutely flipping out on everybody? I just think it's just everybody just wanting everything, and it's just pissing me off.
Also, this time of year does get very stressy, doesn't it?
It's like literally everyone goes, right, finishing on Friday, everything's got to be done by Friday. If you haven't done it by Friday, everything's going to fall apart. Everything's going to fall apart. It's like, well, no, it isn't, is it? Nothing's going to fall apart.
I had to send one of those emails today about Friday.
What? Because everything's going to fall apart? Well,
going off on annual leave is not an excuse to not get your to-do list done. Thank you.
Oh, well, come on.
Well,
there's some stuff that you can go, do you know what? Doesn't matter if it doesn't get done by Friday. We can do it in January. We can do it next week.
that becomes the whole thing now, doesn't it?
That is a January problem.
You find, I don't know whether this is just me, but don't you find at this point in the year, January feels like it's 6 months away?
But it isn't.
No, it's like, well, actually, January's in 2 weeks. And if this was October, it'd be like, oh, it's nearly November. It's November. But because you've got these, like, 2 days where everything shuts down.
Stops. Everyone stops.
I just am like, oh, yeah, January, that's like 4 months away.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It feels like it's ages, when actually we've got 2 weeks left of December, and that's it.
It's 2 weeks, couple of days off, everything will be fine, Sharon. We don't need to worry. Sharon. We don't need to worry about all of this shit. It doesn't all have to happen this week.
Classic.
Yeah, so anyway, I thought it was a great Justin. I just think that whole thing of dogs smelling your foof is...
Oh, excuse me.
Okay, Patsy?
That took it out of me, that hiccup, actually.
That was a very inward hiccup.
Yeah, it was really... Ooh.
Yeah. Right, now we had a great dickish behaviour in.
Okay.
From LJF2149.
Okay,
LJF. And he or she says, obviously don't know if it's a he or she, says, licking a yoghurt pot lid / scraping the whole pot.
Why is that dickish?
I hate that. I hate people licking the lid and scraping the pot. Like, you're not going to get any more out of it.
You do, though.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
You get a tiny little scraping.
That is not true.
What is the point of doing all that?
That is not true. I am actually going to be very, very firm about this dickish behaviour and say people who don't lick the yoghurt lid are dicks. Because you are leaving a lot, and I'm going to say a lot, of yoghurt on that lid. The thing is, though, you're not a big yoghurt fan.
No, I'm not. But if I was to have a yoghurt, right?
This is why you don't get it.
No, you could use the spoon. If you're so concerned about that little tiny layer of yoghurt that's left on the lid of your pot, just use your spoon.
No.
It's when people are like, no,
licking the lid of life, which is a Muller slogan, and Muller, I would say, are probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, yogurt brands.
Is that the slogan?
Yeah, lick the lid of life,
right?
Because of the joy.
No, it is not joy.
You are really skating on very thin ice this episode. You came in here and said the reason that the polls weren't up was because of me. Lie. You're now saying, you're slagging off Muller Yogurt, saying that their slogan is shit.
Well, it is.
And you're saying that Ian is a big yogurt fan. I know that. Ian loves yogurt. Does he lick the lid of life?
Yeah.
Yes.
It really gets on my tits.
Does he scrape it out?
Yes.
Yes, Ian.
And it's literally, I was sat at the table, it's like, I'll just get a bit more of that. I'll get a bit more of that and get the spoon. There's bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
The plastic and I'm like, man, just leave the remnants in the pot.
No. And
stop dicking around with it.
No. Well, you know who's a big yogurt getter-outer?
Margs. Yeah. She's another one.
I'm like Margs. I go mental with the pot. I get right in the corners, right in the crevices. Tap, 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 tap.
Disgusting. Licking lids and shit.
Why is that disgusting?
I just hate it. I hate
Want to give us a valid reason. It can't just be just because I don't like it.
It is. It's just this whole thing of like, just licking a lid. You don't need to lick the lids.
Right. I have seen you lick a bowl. Before.
That's okay.
That's not okay. I have seen you lick the rim of a bowl to get either custard or soup or something, or like melted cheese or something that you like. I have seen you do that. And yet here you are in your ivory tower, because you're not a big fan of yogurts, casting aspersions, and I am going to call them aspersions, on people who... I sometimes actually lick the pot when I have a yogurt.
Oh, Patty.
What? I've seen you lick gravy off a plate before, Ange, and don't say you haven't.
I think the thing is, the thing with the lid, I think it's because it's floppy. So it flops around everywhere and flips.
What has that got to do with... Right, okay, here we go. I am taking this to a poll. It's going to be poll-tastic this week, because I am taking this to a poll. And the question is it more... what's the word I'm looking for? Is it more trashy to lick a plate clean of gravy or to lick a yogurt pot lid? That's going to be the poll. And if it isn't a landslide, the podcast is over. I'm done. We're out. We're finished. Because I will not have people that listen to my content that think it's okay to lick a plate, but it's not okay to lick a yogurt pot.
Right, now I feel like I've been very rant heavy
today
in this episode.
That's why I asked. I honestly reckon you're going to come on your period, and then there's going to be a metaphorical message. Sorry, I was a bitch. I was on my period.
Well, whatever it is, maybe it's the whole Mercury in retrograde shit.
Right.
Is Mercury in retrograde?
No.
Oh, it's not that then. Okay.
No.
Well, whatever it is, it's just that time.
Yeah.
So the thing that is getting on my shitting tits is people who clap when you don't need to clap. Just clapping generally. And the thing that's done it for me is,
right.
You know, if you're like on a Zoom call or a Teams call or something, right?
Yeah.
And someone says something about, I just wanted to acknowledge that Jeff recently did a great piece of work that's meant that we've now got a lot of business coming in, and Jeff's really excelled, and I felt it was important that we share that with the team. So well done, Jeff. And people then do a to the screen.
As in,
clapping.
They click the emoji.
No,
they actually do it. Oh, I've never had anyone do that.
That's happening a lot. It's like, it's
what?
I feel it's like becoming a thing, that if someone says something good about something in the team,
because there is a clapping emoji that you can hear. How do you feel about that?
Again, I find it quite annoying.
Right.
It's when people say, "Oh, if someone wants to put your hand up," and everyone puts a little hand in the screen.
Yeah, why is that a problem?
It just gets on my tits.
What we had in a meeting this one of the people in the meeting obviously didn't realise she kept putting her hand up. She obviously kept pressing something on her screen by mistake.
Yeah.
The main chair said, Sharon, I can't help but notice your hand's been going up and down. Have you got a question? And she had to just turn her mic on. No camera. She just turned her mic and say, no, sorry, I don't really know. Because it was like, hand up, hand down, hand up, hand down, hand up.
Yeah, see? That is just annoying. It does
annoy me when somebody puts their hand up, they go to them to ask it and they forget to put it down.
Yes.
And it just stands.
And the hand is there and you're like, do you have another question, or is that just the hand from the question you just asked?
No, sorry, that's an old hand, Jeff. You can carry on. I can see, Pat, you've got your hand up. Oh, no, sorry, that's an old... I've already asked the question, Jeff. It was about the last month's figures. I've asked it. Sorry, I just didn't pop my hand down.
That's what I mean. That whole putting hands on the screen, putting clappy hands on, and then people.
I don't mind a clappy hand.
No, and just clapping. The only time you should be clapping, is if you're at some sort of sports occasion and someone scores a goal or gets a run or gets a try or whatever it is, clap. If you're at a concert and someone does an amazing song, clap. Other than that, I think this should be some sort of clap etiquette. Because people who clap like at the cinema or even at the theatre, fine. The thing finishes, clap, 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 clap. Well done, wonderful, wonderful.
They're live, they're there.
Yes, but people clapping at the cinema.
Americans go mental. I'll never forget the time James and I went to cinema in Los Angeles, and everyone, oh my God, it was like they were watching it live.
Yes.
It's like the actors could hear them. Oh, that's amazing. Oh my God, that's so good. Yep, clap, ready, clap.
Woo.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Sit down, shut the fuck up, and let me enjoy the film.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the whole, I think clapping is getting out of hand, and I think it needs to. I think people just need to curb the clap. I think that's what we need to. We're going to start. I think curb the clap.
That'd be good for an STI campaign, wouldn't it?
It would.
Lick the lid of life and then curb the
Curb
clap.
the clap.
They could go quite well hand in hand together. Oh, that is very good. I get the clap. I do get the clapping thing. Yeah, very good. Very
and
good.
also, like, people sometimes, like, if you've got like music on or something, people clap. If you just put something on, like, so this kind of, it came about because of the clapping on the screen and people clapping, and I was like, stop clapping. You don't need to clap.
To curb the clap.
It took me back to a couple of months ago when I went away with some friends.
Yeah.
For a friend's 50th birthday, right? And we'd had a few drinks, we put on some tunes, we're just in our Airbnb, and a couple of the people I was with, so the music's on, they just start clapping to them, like, I don't know, say we've got, I don't know, who's like a really big band or something. I know, Coldplay tune comes on, and they're singing along, and then they start clapping, and I'm like, no, I don't want you to clap. You are ruining this song by clapping.
How do you feel about clicks?
No.
Oh, you don't want any of that either.
No, just either sing along if you can sing. If you can't, again, shut the fuck up. And just listen to it. You don't need to be clapping and clicking.
Right.
Just stop the noise.
What we've established is that there's very little fun left.
I'm funned out.
When it comes to cookies, coffees, yogurts, letting your dog smell somebody's crotch, you've taken the fun out of that too. You're just like, okay, we're at a party. Who gives you the right to clap?
To clap.
Sandra?
Yeah, exactly.
You're the clap police.
I'm the clap police.
You are the clap police.
And I'm the yogurt police.
Yeah.
I'm policing everything. And if you start doing something I don't like,
you're going to police it.
I'm going to arrest you.
Yeah. Well,
arrest you and put you in jail.
There we go. Another great episode.
Another ranty episode.
Now, this is the last formal episode of the year.
It is.
Next week, it will be out on the Tuesday, Christmas Eve, not on
Christmas
the Wednesday.
Eve. Yeah.
And it might be a slightly shorter episode. It's going to feel very different. It's not going to have our usual bits of kind of content in, but we really want it to feel, Ange and I are going to make it very festive. We're going to talk about things we love about Christmas. There might be a tits from Ange, likely to be something that gets on her tits over the Christmas period.
likely.
And remember that there's going to keep your eyes peeled on social media. Because there'll be some more polls going up tonight after the episode, there'll be some more polls going up tomorrow, and then you'll have your final chance to vote on Friday morning, before we then set about saying who the winner is.
So get voting, get voting.
But remember, there's loads of ways you can get in touch with Ange and I. You can find us both on Instagram. I'm at Ruth_Corden, she's at Ange Corden.
You can find the podcast on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search Finding the Funny Podcast.
Or you can send us an email, findingthefunnypodcast@gmail.com. But Ange and I will be back next Tuesday, remember, helping you to find more of the funny.